Namaskaram everyone and welcome back to the podcast. Before we get into the podcast, please take a minute and go to Sadhguru's Twitter and retweet his tweets with the hashtag Save Soil. This is very important. Even I have been forgetting this, but I need to restart it. So today's podcast is with Simrans from Delhi, and she talks about how the journey was for her. More importantly, the aspect is how her family was not at all supportive, but still she made it happen. I'm sure this was an experience for a lot of us. uh, I think from my own experience and from what I've heard, there are basically three types. The first type is the family is fully resistant. They, even after you've done the program for a long time, they're still not at all open to Sadhguru or any of the practices. The second part, in my personal experience, is where my parents were initially very resistant to it, but now they understand my journey and they're very supportive. At the same time, they are not much inclined to do the programs. That is, another way. And the third is people, the family who are totally supportive. They have seen us do the programs and they themselves have got into the program, so they did the programs first and then they made their kids do it, and they are fully into the path. So these are some of the paths that I have seen. So I hope this podcast helps you in your own journey. Simranaka's journey is something that some aspects to it you might relate, you might not relate, but I hope it supports you in whatever way that you need the support. So please do listen to the podcast and do subscribe to the channel at the end if you like the podcast, and do give it a like. Namaskaram everyone and welcome back to the podcast. Today we have dear Simran with us. Namaskaram Akka and welcome to the podcast.
Namaskaram, Anna. Thank you for having me here.
Should we restart?
Do you want it to be something else?
I was just kidding. I thought you would say no. let's go with the flow. So Akka, how are you today?
Great, wonderful day, wonderful morning, and bright, cloudy. So nice.
Just for the audience context, we were supposed to do this offline, but the news said there is a lot of rains and floods in Delhi. And is that the case, Akka? Is there a lot of floods and rains in Delhi?
Thankfully, not in my area, but through news channels only, I'm getting to know that it's a quite bad situation out there. So let's pray everything gets well soon.
Awesome. So with your permission, shall we go into the podcast, Akka?
Yes, sure enough.
Yes. So before we go into the podcast, I would just love to tell the audience the audio version of this is available on Apple Podcast and Spotify. So feel free to check it out while you're driving or cooking or doing any other activity. So now, Akka, we would before we go into your spiritual journey and about Sadhguru and Isha and everything, we would love to get to know you more as a person. Who you are, where you're from, what your aspirations, what you were as a kid, how your parents were, if you had any siblings, all about that. So wherever you would love to start from, we would love to hear maybe about your childhood a little bit or a lot.
Okay, so I'm born and brought up in Delhi. So I was not good in studies, probably very, very bad, and all my report cards were read. And I used to hide papers from my father that he will scold me for all those very, very bad grades and marks that I got. Once I got 23 marks out of some 70, 80 marks, I guess. So I was probably failed in that exam. So, but then I somehow bought red pen in my school and changed that 23 into some 66 marks, I guess. I tripled my marks. So my father was like, how come a question can be of 15 marks? But I said, no, that question was of 15 marks. But then he got to know that I made 0.6 and 0.8, one more zero above zero. So that how. So I have done all these kind of things a lot in my childhood.
What
So I
what
was
did you
not.
like to do, Akka? What did you mean? You didn't like studies? Why is that? Like,
I मतलब मुझे I was not able to understand anything. I was like, what is it? And there was no interest in studies. I'm very good at portraits and paintings and all. So I used to devote my lot of time for that. So my mother used to think that I will fail in my studies because I'm concentrating too much on my art. painting, but I was very famous in my school for
Okay.
all these portraits. I used to make live sketches. I can make somebody sit in front of me and make the live sketch in 15-20 minutes.
Oh,
I
is it?
used to put stalls also in my school. There are school festivals and college fest and all. I used to put their stalls. So I was good in that. But apparently, in 10th, 11th, I started studying. So I got good marks in 12th standard. So after that, I went for bachelor's in economics from Miranda House, Delhi University. Uh, and after that, I did my master's in economics from JNU.
Okay,
So
JNU. Tell
yes,
us
and
about JNU. Tell us about JNU. You have to tell us about JNU. I hear a lot in the heard in the news, everything. Tell us about what is so special about JNU. Why do people want to study there, and what is the culture over there? Could you, give us an insider information about how it is in JNU?
JNU is a great place to be. Like I say that lot of a part of my personality I say has been from JNU. Uh, it is a it is a unique and a very very different place to be studying. Such a small batch and everybody. The culture is very different. Everything is quite slow there. Like everything is in Isha. Very
Mhm.
very like people are not concerned. People are not fast paced. Like relaxed way they are sitting on some dhaba and having chai aram say for 2-3 hours, and they are not worried what is going up, like not very fast and very relaxed. So and lot of people are preparing there for UPSC, like majority of them, and we have lot of very nice professors there teaching us a lot of good stuff and renowned ones. And so after that, I was preparing for UPSC. I gave 4 attempts, but couldn't clear prelims in any of them.
You have to
So,
give the audience a context, maybe some of foreign audience. What is UPSC and why is it so important for us Indians? You know.
UPSC,
Mm.
when every house has a father who wants their children to have power, and from childhood they have those dreams, at one time we will have that red light car and everybody is saluting. So we need lot of power. We can do anything we want. So I don't know why these middle class families have this mindset. So at my house also it was a big. My father has a big, big, big dream to have their one child becoming an officer at IAS. Only it was that they should become an IAS officer. So I was not good in studies, as I told you. So till 10th class, it was a burden on my brother. I have a younger brother also.
Okay.
So it was a burden on him that he will become IS officer. So I used to feel very bad that, if I'm not good in studies, you don't have any dreams for me. So when after 10th class, I started getting marks, so the burden shifted on me because he refused that I will not do this exam. So after that, I was so highly pressurized that you have to give this exam. So okay, I gave that exam, and it was actually a very
How did you
very
prepare? You went fast. How did you prepare? Tell us, give us the context of how much you prepared for it.
uh, for that exam I started when I was in JNU, and it was a very tough journey to say for me. um, I can give you this thing that it was so much tough that in that for me spirituality, I went towards spirituality.
Okay.
The longing in me came through UPSC, I would say, because I read so much in that, and the I spent lot of time in that with me. So it helped me to know myself better and people around me better. So it was a kind of I learned a lot from that preparation. So matlab I learned about myself and lot of things. Everything I started to question, like what is it, why is it, can't it be in a better way, and why is it so. It was a big mess, kind of existential crisis, if I can say. So it happened after 2 years of preparation, and so I wanted to get out of it. So that is a later part, I guess.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Akka, you can. And then what happened? You gave the exam, and how was that?
So matlab, I gave first attempt. It was very. I gave it a lot. Matlab, I gave my everything. I missed, sacrificed all of it. Didn't go for college farewell. No, it will waste my time. Didn't attend any cousins' weddings. I took a PG in Karol Bagh, away from my home. That home parents and the home part can be distraction for me. So went away and stayed there for some time, prepared, but still couldn't get through. But still I kept on studying. I gained some 15, 20 kgs. Weight also. My physical health, my mental health, everything. Just the main focus was exam, either exam. matlab, it was, I kind of made it like a do or die situation, but still I was not able to clear the exam. I gave state exams also for Punjab and Haryana. My family roots are from Punjab. So, though I don't know Punjabi, uh, for that Punjab state exam, you need to clear 10th exam in Punjabi. So I
Okay.
specially studied Punjabi and cleared
Oh.
10th exam to give Punjab state exam. And I cleared 10th exam. I gave Punjab state exam. I cleared the prelims exam for that. And then I sat for mains, but in mains my Punjabi marks were less. I got 35, but my like competitors and other students got 70 in that, around 70, so double marks. So due to that, I guess I was not able to secure seat. I gave Haryana also. Haryana also I cleared prelims, but then 2 days before the mains, they found out that the whole paper was corrupted, and
Hey.
so it got cancelled. So I was like, what is this going on? I'm preparing like this, and at the end, you are just making this exam a hell. So then I decided that I want to come out of this. That Haryana one was my last, in December 21. No, in December 20. Okay.
Could you
21, December 21.
you said during your preparation for it, your health deteriorated, you gained 20 kgs. I'm sure a lot of kids are right now doing it, to clear a UPSC exam. So could you tell us your schedule, like in a day, of how much time you studied, what you ate, and if you are able to go back in time, what would you do differently?
Um, like I consider myself to be a very dedicated and passionate person. Like if I take something in hand, like I want to prepare for this exam, so I give my 100%. My heart and soul will be here, and no distraction. I don't care like what is else. Matlab, I will change my phone. I didn't use WhatsApp for 2 3 years. Change my smartphone to that, keyboard phone.
Mm-hmm.
I will do everything possible. If I get to know that this can be the solution, this is a distraction, I will change it. I don't care whatever be the consequence. So get up early in the morning. I'm a morning person, so get up early in the morning, 4 or 5 o'clock. Just open the books and keep studying whole day, and then the books get closed at 10 p.m. in the night.
Oh my God, seriously?
It was like this shit. The
Okay.
breaks were only for food, or because there was no, I lost contacts with all my friends also. I didn't had any friends for those 4 years. So after 4 years, where I contacted one of my school friends, so I just randomly called her and she was like, "Are you alive?" Matlab, so then I went to her home also, and her mother was like, "I have forgotten you, Simran." Like it's been long back. Matlab, we used to meet very frequently. So everybody had forgotten me because I was completely off from all the social life. My relatives hadn't seen me for 2 years or something because I didn't attend any family function, and everything was completely, it was just the UPSC in my head. So it was like that. For the people, I would say, who are thinking of going for this exam, I would say if you find any better alternative, then go for it rather than UPSC. I'm strictly against anybody recommending UPSC now, not because I failed in this exam, but my major reason would be that the seats are quite less and there is a lot of competition. You kind of waste your youthful years in this,
Mm.
and you can devote this time for something else that can have a better impact. matlab, I would have seriously regretted preparing for UPSC if I didn't got the longing and spirituality. Spirituality didn't come to me. Matlab, if I didn't choose this path, and I would have seriously regretted preparing for this. But since I got this path, I met Sadhguru due to UPSC. So I don't have any regrets for the number of years I devoted for this preparation.
Beautiful,
But
Akka.
seriously, people should consider before giving this exam. At least they should have this in mind that how much time they think that they will give, maybe 2 3 years. After that, if they are not successful, then they should accept that and come out of it. Like
Hmm.
they should not be. The people take it as a drug kind of situation. Nasha, matlab it's
Oh,
kind of nasha.
UPSC
कि
nasha,
एक
huh?
हाँ,
Okay.
it is like that कि अब because they have this mindset कि when we have studied this much तो एक साल और दे के देख लेते हैं जब
Mm-hmm.
इतना सारा we have devoted so much time, so everything we have read kind of thing. Now we just have to revise and go and give the exam. So they kind of repeatedly try, and in the end it doesn't happen, and they end up wasting some 6 7 years because people around me, though I came out of it 2 years back, but still people around me are preparing for it. Matlab, I don't know why. I have told them on their face that ki, no, it will not, you will not be able to pass it because it requires something else. And if you would have been the candidate to be chosen for this, then you would have cleared it by now.
Right.
मतलब नहीं होगा. Accept this. People don't accept this, and many of them are in this preparation because they don't know that what to choose alternatively.
Right.
They don't have any alternative option कि अब UPSC नहीं तो what should we do, because there has been so much of education gap also. They had done their graduation some 4 5 years back. They don't have any skills. UPSC doesn't give you any skill, it's just the knowledge part that you acquire a lot. So what should they, matlab, their degrees are also kind of wasted if somebody did engineering. So they don't remember anything what did they studied. So what matlab, how do they approach the corporates also that we know this and please give us the job and all. So people are stuck in a very very bad cycle. It's a very bad cycle.
So, Akka, if you were given at that time, there was no pressure of doing UPSC, what would you have liked to do then? Because I am guessing you are an artist, you love to draw. Was there something that you would have loved to do then during those years?
I in 11th 12th I was preparing for fashion designing. I wanted
Oh,
to become a fashion designer.
okay.
I
Okay.
gave my all entrance exam. I cleared NIFT also. But then I got some 94% in my 12th exam. But still, Miranda House, Delhi University for bachelor's in economics. Their cutoff is around 98%, 97, 98. Still, I was short of 4%.
My
So,
God,
so
98%.
there is one seat. There is one
Okay.
extracurriculars activity seat in every college, uh, which they give for dance, music, arts. So there are a lot of rounds. So I fought for that seat, and because my drawing was good, so they gave me that seat. So I went there through ECA. So in the interview rounds, there are a lot of rounds, 3 4 rounds are there. So they made me sketch something, but they thought that I haven't made it and I have brought it from my house. I didn't did at that point. So
Oh.
they gave me another sheet signed at the back and gave it to me again that you please draw it again on this sheet. And then I made on that sheet again. So then they uh, kind of trusted me that okay, you had made this here only. So then they selected me.
It was that good. What did you make? Now I'm intrigued. What did you make on that sheet?
I will send you some pictures. You can
Okay, please
might
do.
be
Yes.
show it in
Yes.
between. They were at that time I was good, but now I'm not that good.
Oh. That's what all great artists say. I'm not good. You must be really good.
Because
Akka.
I had left it in between due to UPSC,
Yeah.
so I'm
Yeah.
not in touch in that. But at that time I was good.
Cool, Akka. So tell me, when you realized that you didn't clear the exam, you said people should come out of it, and it's not easy. How were you able to convince yourself this is enough? I need to get out of this. Was there some spiritual aspect? Did Sadhguru come by that time? Like, how were you able to decide?
Actually, I'm a strong person. Matlab, at least I consider myself to be that. Like if there are people kind of get too much attached to everything, but I guess I'm not. So I kind of accepted कि ठीक है, अब ये औकात से बाहर है, तो let us accept कि ये हमारी औकात है. Let us face the reality कि क्या औकात है, and because it is very disturbing to live in that darkness, you know. Like if you not accept it, then you are in darkness, and then there is no way out. You yourself have to shed light. Matlab, at that point of time, nobody else will come and take you out of it. You yourself has to face the situation. Ki, this is the situation. I have wasted my 4 years. I don't have any skills. You, like, so what should be done now? I have this with me. So if I have to look, so what happened was, um so I was searching for jobs on LinkedIn. I sent some thousand messages, lot of mails that please give me job, but I wasn't able to get one. So I thought, like, I already have a master's, but I will maybe have to go again to college, start my education again, because getting job from college gets easy. So
Hmm.
there was no other way. So I thought that I will go abroad now and do my masters again in some other field and maybe set it there, because there was no other option. Because in 2019 I passed from JNU, and then it was 2022.
Hmm.
So it was 4 years.
Okay.
So then I applied abroad and I got into some universities, some good ones, in fact, London School of Economics and London I applied. So then I got, but then the fees part was a big problem for me then, because they have some 30-40 lakhs of fees for a
Right.
simple master's, and then the living expenses and all. So I thought a lot about it, and my father was supporting me in this, that okay, you can go, no problem, I will support you in this. But then I got a job.
Right. I'm just gonna butt in, Akka, because Saurabhana has asked me, like, choosing London University over Sadhanapada. So you chose the university over Sadhanapada, or was it the opposite? I got a bit.
Actually,
You-
it is like this.
Yeah.
So when last year okay, so what happened was, if I want to start my spiritual journey, because it will come then in that part.
ठीक है. Go for it, Akka.
Okay, so in December
No,
20,
till now was a spiritual journey, Akka. This was all your spiritual journey. UPSC exams.
the spiritual journey will start now. So in December 20, I had my Haryana mains, and that was cancelled. So I thought, what, I just kept all my books and I gave it to Raddiwala. I gave
Acha.
it in garbage, all the books.
Raddiwala is the person who comes to collect the
हाँ, सोचो, मतलब he gives such cheap price. He, I guess, gives some 15-16 rupees per kg, and he
Okay.
gave me 900 rupees. I had
Oh my,
this much books.
it's like how many books? 10 kilos is 150 rupees, right? So you're like 40 kilos of books, 30, 40
I
kilos of
had
books.
40-50 kgs of books with me, lot of books, lot of notes. I had some more than 100 empty pens with me, that after writing, that I was collecting them, because every day I was finishing one pen. It was like
Right.
that. I was doing writing for mains and all. So I was very, very exhausted, and I just called Raddiwala and handed over all my books, everything. It was very heartbreaking also, but I was like, okay, fine now. Then only I will be able to get out, because I have to remove all the accessories also of UPSC. So I removed all of them, and then I
How
was
did it
like,
feel?
okay,
How did it feel when that guy went away
it
with
was
all that?
very free feeling. Okay, fine. Finally, I don't have to prepare, and finally, I don't have. Okay, people who are listening, the UPSC people, I don't have to read Lakshmi Kant again. I don't have to go through Spectrum again, because every day you have to read it, and it was just, at the end it became a kind of torture. Like, no, I can't read it. Like, I used to see the book and it used to feel like vomiting, because you have read it so many times that nahi, bas ab nahi, no. So it was like that. So in this, so I thought, okay, so basically, in October there was prelims, because due to COVID the dates were getting changed. They shifted 2-3 months. So when I was giving my prelims exam, I was actually very, I wanted to focus and give my exam, but was my mind was dancing. You know how it is. I listened to some song or something in some car before giving the exam, and it was playing back to back in my mind. I was like, please stop. I want to focus and give my exam, but it didn't stop. So I had this question that how to stop this mind.
Uh,
It is very important. If I am able to achieve this, if I am able to stop my mind, then I have won this battle. Matlab there is nothing left if I am able to stop this mind. So I began my journey from there. But just this with one question that I want to stop my mind and I want to focus on things. So somebody told me about Vipassana meditation.
huh.
So I went for Vipassana meditation for 10 days.
Right.
Vipassana meditation is a 10-day course, residential course, in that you have to remain silent and just do meditation whole day. It happens at various places across the world. In nearby Delhi, it's in Gurgaon. So I went there for 10 days.
I think Saurabanna did there only, no? Did he also
Yes,
do?
Saurabanna did
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It was a good experience, but still my answers were unanswered.
Oh.
I was not satisfied. It was fine, but I was in the same position after that. So then during UPSC only, one of the teachers told us about Sadhguru's inner engineering course.
In teacher told you about
Uh-huh.
Sadhguru. How come?
Teacher, because he used to be like this, and he said that meditation and dhyan is very important. That teacher used to focus on that. So that teacher told us about this course. So I had that in mind. So I told my brother also that there is this inner engineering by Sadhguru. So it was just a SE discussion. And one day what happened was my brother registered for the inner engineering and he didn't told me about it.
Okay.
He also went with me for Vipassana, okay? And
Okay.
we had the longing at the same time. I don't know how. So he registered for the course and then I fought with him that you didn't told me. I told you about this course. And Saurabh told him, he was his friend. Then he said, I don't think so. You are at that stage right now
Oh.
in life to
Okay.
do that course.
Okay.
I was like, who are you to decide whether I'm ready or not? I will decide. You should at least tell me that you are doing that course. So, okay, fine. So we did that course together. It was online because at that time offline classes were not happening. So that was online, and we learned Shambhavi. It was good. We completed, or I completed, or
Tell us the
40 days
honest
of
thing, Akka.
Mandala.
Tell us the honest thing. How did you find it? You're like, it was good. How did you
It
feel?
was
Was it?
fine for me. I would
Okay.
not say that I got everything and I was at peace, I had calm, yet cool, and nothing else, nothing like that.
Right.
Of course, at subtler paths, and maybe it was helping me, and I was feeling a little bit of balanced within me. It is fine. It must have been also, but still, it wasn't that thing for which I was searching for. My search was not for that. I wanted to stop the chit chatter of my
That was the
mind,
mind.
and to Shambhavi it was not. So after that, I said I was doing Shambhavi. I learned Hatha Yoga practices. I learned Surya Kriya. I was doing all of that, but still,
How did you
nothing.
know about Hatha Yoga and all from inner engineering?
That we were getting to know. We did inner engineering, so we had WhatsApp groups and all.
Right.
So they were forwarding it, and
Okay.
my brother was also there. So we kind of were exploring things together. So in December 21, I went for Shunya,
Okay.
the advanced course.
Okay.
So I went for Shunya, and so so what is it like? I was against Sadhguru. In inner engineering also, I was against Sadhguru for whole year till Shunya.
Against Sadhguru. I didn't understand, Akka. You were?
I didn't believe in Sadhguru.
Okay.
I was not
You
his
hadn't still.
follower.
Yes, you hadn't
I was
accepted him as
just
a guru.
after my question. I
Question.
had no faith in him. I had just
Right.
treated him like the other world treat him, like he has taken forest land and he has answer for everything.
Right.
I was also against him. I
Right.
used to speak ill of him.
Okay, but you would do the program. That was like you just
I
wanted
was
an
doing
answer.
the practices. I was
Right.
doing
Hey, this is the first.
I was doing Shambhavi, but I had not accepted him as my guru, and so I was doing it. And what is funny part is like when I was going for Shunya program. So in the cab from airport to ashram, there was one akka also. I got it from airport only. She was also going to ashram, so we shared the cab, and she was a very profound follower of Sadhguru. So she was in that state that I will not listen about him anything, matlab, against anything. So I was but saying, I was like, "Oh, kya Sadhguru can also be wrong? No, why will he be always right?"
Right. Forest Akka, he has taken so much forest. Mostly our
Like,
kidneys
why?
will also go in the program.
He's saying that he's saying against vaccinations, and why is he saying like this? Matlab, he can't be, expert in every field, because at UPSC brain, na, I thought that I'm very pro kind of. So okay, so that akka got very angry at me. In fact, the taxi driver got very angry at me. He
Is it?
couldn't listen
Oh.
that
Right.
that somebody sitting behind me is speaking. He was in fact laughing and very angry, and akka was like, "You should not go for shunya." When you don't have faith in him, why are you going for shunya? I was like, no, I want to find answer to my question. So I went for shunya. Even when the program started, but I have an open mind. I will accept that also. So when the program started, I said to myself that, okay, for 4 days, let's accept him as my guru. 4 दिन की बात है ना, मतलब what will happen? Let us go with an open mind. And I said to myself कि this is right. What he's teaching is absolutely right, and it will benefit you. And he is a guru. Matlab, the main thing was that you cannot establish Isha Foundation. No, you don't have the guts to start Isha Foundation. He started it. Matlab, anyways, he is above you. So you will have to accept that he has something that you don't have. So just close your mind and do the program. But of course, then there was no looking back. Shunya blowed me off. And Shakti Chalan Kriya and Shunya, it was very powerful course, and I experienced a lot of things in that. I was quite amazed at what happened right now. So after that, I started seeing him as somebody who is not a human being. Matlab, he is of course not. And from then on, I started looking at him as my guru and started like worshipping him. And then if come to my home part, so at house, my parents are not supportive for us following Isha Foundation. They are completely against it, and uh, calling it fight is a very small word. Matlab, it should be in fact called bloody fights. And lot of chaos. Any normal person, I guess any normal being, normal child, or a person of my age, would be very difficult for them to handle such thing. Matlab, that were of that kind level. And I convinced him for Shunya that, you see, from last 4 years I am at home. I haven't even seen my society's gate. I'm just seeing these four walls. So you will have to allow me to go there. It is my wish, and I want to go and see outside. I've been indoors for a lot of time. So they finally agreed after a lot of fighting. But at that time, it was very painful for me to see that my parents are not, matlab, I'm at home for 4 years, and still, like, I have given my freedom to them. It was very painful to me that they are only concerned about me clearing UPSC, and my happiness is not meaning anything to them. It was very painful for me. So then, in fact, that was also a point at which I realized that no, even at point, parents cannot see your happiness. At point, you have to choose your happiness over any X thing. So that was kind of eye opener for me. Matlab, it was like, no, why? It was very painful. कि मेरे को जाना है तो जाने दो ना, मतलब what is so much big in that? I will not go and do anything wrong there. So they allowed, and I went. I said, okay, I will go for last time and all those things. So I went for Shunya, and then I was doing Shakti Chalan, Shunya, and in between, my brother went for BSP. He
Okay.
said, BSP nahi kara to kuch nahi kara. He's like, no, you have to do BSP. So he kind of, longing in me that, okay, there is something BSP and it is much more. Um, so what happened was, I registered for BSP. It was from in the starting of May, and I got my job between that, and my starting date was 25th April. So I told my job that before joining only, that I want to go to Isha for 15 days. So you postpone my joining for a month. So they said, no, no, we can't postpone your joining. So you join and then go for 15 days for your course. So before joining only, I took 10 days of holiday
Okay.
from 10 days leave from my office. And then I went. So for people, I'm working as consultant in economics. You can say as an economist in one of the big four companies. Uh, so after that, after BSP, BSP was a, what do I say, big earthquake in my life. I guess that is a course that touches lot of things, lot of other dimensions that we can't discuss it here. But so I did that course, and after that, the longing just kept on increasing. I did all the Hatha Yoga courses. I learned Angvardhana, Yogasanas, Bodh Shuddhi, everything was learned, and I was practicing also all of them. So then in May I did it. Then in August they opened the Samyama registration. So I registered for that, and there was pre-Samyama meet in September. I did that, and then comes the Samyama preparation. Samyama preparation is very very intense. More than Samyama, it's a preparation. It's just another level. Like people around me remember that preparation. I also remember, and they also remember. They still know that phase through which I was, because we used to go for corporate lunches and dinners, and I always used to be like, no, I can't eat anything. So all of them remember. Then again, coming to part like you can't go out eat outside for 4 months and all lot of things. No mirchi, only salt and black pepper you can eat. No red mirch, no red chili, no green chili, nothing. So that kind of food, raw food, and 5 6 hours of sadhana every day. So in December, after that intense preparation, I went for Samyama in December. It was with Sadhguru, and so I went there and stand up in line at 2 o'clock in the morning. Though the entry had to start at 6 o'clock.
Two you stood, huh? Oh my God.
Yes, at 2 o'clock, because I wanted to sit in front of him in
Front,
first row.
yeah.
So I went at, and I got seat in front of him
Is it
because
first row?
yes, yes, first row. I was sitting just in front of him for all those 7 days. So Samyama would have been great, but with the position I was sitting at just in front of me, it was more intense for me.
Okay.
And finally, my question with which I started my journey and all of it, it got answered in Samyama. Samyama was just regarding this. Samyama was just pointed to this. And then all my questions got answered. And I was so happy after that course because my search kind of ended. It was experience that I cannot put in words because I went through a lot in that course. A lot means a lot. Uh, there was lot of experiences and lot of spiritual experience that I still can't imagine that they are possible. That changed me a lot. Everything was empty after that.
Would
How
you
I
like to
look
share a
at,
few? Would you like to share a few? What
I
happened?
don't know if I'm allowed or not to share that as a part of the course, but I would say that everything becomes naked. There is nothing left. It is as transparent as it can be. Sadhguru makes it like that. Uh, Everything is just crystal clear in front of you right there. It is up to you. Sadhguru makes it like an ocean of water, and it is up to you how many buckets full of water you want to take out of that ocean. It becomes like that. And that ocean is easily accessible. If it is actually the preparation, how well you have prepared for Samyama, it is all about. Because for a lot of people, Samyama became a torture because they hadn't prepared well. So one of the akka was like, I used to take tea, coffee regularly. I'm like, you mad? What are we doing here? Sacrificing everything. In preparation, everything, if you use, there are cravings also, no? Because we are used to eating lot of that outside junk food stuff. So you go out and, okay, Lays. In Lays, it has onion. Like, can you imagine? It has that regular one also has, it has dairy also.
Right.
So you just got used to seeing the label of everything in the market. Array, it has chocolate, rejected. It has dairy, rejected. It has onion. It has garlic. Everything, because any of these things will be there in most of them. We couldn't find anything in the market without onion, without garlic, without dairy, without red chili, without green chili. It is not possible to find anything in market without this. So we kind of did all this, matlab, and so that is why maybe one gets the reward of Samyama if one prepares well for it. And matlab, it was very, very intense to see Sadhguru in front of you all the time. And 8 days, 8 days is a big time. You complete silence, matlab, they told us to not see anybody and you just keep your eyes down and walk. No smiling, no gestures, nothing. So to make it more intense, I in fact put black cloth on my eyes that I don't want to see anybody. So I did that also. I made it intense as much possible as it was in my hands to make it. So uh, again, I said that if I'm doing something, then I try to give my whole into it. So I give my whole into it in Samyama also. Um, and then regularly I am practicing Samyama now. It is taking me into deeper levels every day. It's a new experience to be in Samyama. Shambhavi is fine. Shambhavi we do for balancing. And then we have Shunya also. Shunya is very intense. Shakti Chalan for the energies. And but Samyama is a completely different thing to experience and practice it every day. Matlab, it's a normal stuff that people also know, but to get initiated into such things and then practice all of this, it makes a lot of difference. Uh, it is great to have been initiated into all this with Sadhguru. It only took me 1.5 years. In May 21, I did Shambhavi, and in December 22, I did Samyama. So in 1.5 years, everything changed. Uh, I just can't put into words. So what happened? So my brother is currently doing Sadhana Pada. In June batch he is in. I also applied for Sadhana Pada in December. I also got selected for Sadhana Pada. Um, my brother had convinced my parents. Like the convincing was going on from 1 year back. So they were kind of prepared for it that he will go for Sadhana Pada. He left his job. He was a software developer in a e-commerce website, in e-commerce company. So they were quite disturbed that you left your job for that. There was a lot of chaos at home, and parents were, of course, not ready because they have that mindset that he is like that some other guru, and maybe like that they have done some brainwashing with you. You are not able to see things, they will take you away from us, you will start living there permanently, and it is not your age to do all this. You should concentrate on your family, on your career, and get married and do all those things. Like it went to that level that my relatives and all were called from Punjab, and everybody was called. Everybody means everybody. Like there is not a single person left in my family and extended family who has not given us advice to drop from Isha Foundation. Uh, so lot of drama, lot of suffering was there at home. on my parents' part. They suffered a lot. They were not able to accept that we are Isha followers. For every time I went for any course at Isha Foundation, they were completely against it. It was done against their wishes, but I don't have any regret because, of course, what I gained after that course was not measurable. And I still told them that, see, matlab, I'm so happy I didn't listen to you and did my own thing. Uh, I would have been at your suffering stage if I would have listened to you. Because as Sadhguru says that we need to look up who is giving us their advice and is the advice working for them. So I used to do just that thing, that where is the advice coming from? So I see that it is not working for those people and they themselves are in mess. So how can they take me out of a mess? They themselves are so much disturbed, they don't know how to handle things. If somebody says something to them, they will be in the most bad situation for an week. And they themselves don't know anything about themselves, so how would they know anything about me? Like, they don't have any solution and they are just running. They are not conscious of any of those things and they are just after money or just after petty things. They don't know what it is to be joyful and what is to have a light body, feel relaxed, feel calm, and just see things as they are. What is to see things like this? They don't know. It is not in their experience, so they can't understand me. So that was the whole point. We tried to make them understand a lot. Matlab, lot of the energy got wasted in that. Every day Sadhana was like, okay, now I have some storage of energy, so I will now spend my energy here. So it was, I tried a lot. In the end, they also tried. They also kind of felt like, okay, you are right, but how do we understand this? It is not in our experience, and your guru is sitting somewhere down south. We can't go and visit him and see, it is quite far away. If it would have been some nearby Delhi, North Delhi, it was understandable. But you are going down south alone. There are security issues, and you are going to a ashram. What will people say? A young girl is going to an ashram, and so all those things are there. But whatever it was, I was ready to sacrifice anything. I made them clear I am fine. I am ready to sacrifice anything, uh, because what I'm getting from there, uh, it cannot be explained to you what it is. So I was ready to sacrifice. That is why I did all the courses. Whatever was the situation at home, I didn't care. Never. Like, jo hota hai hone do. I want to do this. I will do this. I did it, so I completed all of it. I came last week only from ashram. I did Linga Seva, learned Guru Puja, and I came from. So that is how it is. I guess that's the situation at everybody's house where parents are not supporting for Isha Foundation, and it is not actually parents' mistake also, because that is how our society's mindset have been developed with all the corrupt gurus and corrupt people who are making spirituality as a commodity, and not approaching it in the real sense, but making a fool out of it. So matlab, I don't want to name anybody, but still there are organizations that are taking away people, like doing some nonsense stuff with them. So that is kind of making Isha Foundation also a bad place. Matlab, uh, they are taking that to be like that only, but how to tell them that it's a different place to be in and it is not like other places? I guess slowly the mindset of people will change and they will see it anew.
Beautiful, Akka. So, how many hours of sadhana do you do? I'm guessing there are a lot of practices you do. How much time does it take? And what do you think is one of the major issue that faces a modern sadhaka in doing their practice in today's world? What are like the major distractions that you as a person face, which you need to overcome on a daily basis or on a long-term basis?
I do my sadhana more than 4 hours every day, and that is actually the minimum things because all the things that I am doing are initiated ones, and I can't leave anything of that in between. I am very devoted for my sadhana. I do it no matter what. So what happened was, in my Shakti Chalan Kriya Mandala, after 2 days, my family planned a Vaishno Devi trip. So we had, but it was my mandala going on. For the people out there, once you learn a practice for 40 days, you have to do that morning, evening. So that is called a mandala. So I had to do Shakti Charan Kriya mandala. We went to Vaishno Devi. So I just spread my mat on the road on when we go for trek to Vaishno Devi. On the trek on the road, I went with my mat till up. Took my yoga mat there, and I just spread my mat on the road and started my Shakti Charan Kriya. My parents were like, I don't know you. Who are you? They went away from me, and they were like, it's so embarrassing. Now we can't take you with us anywhere. Anywhere you will go and start your practices. And there are a lot of sounds made in Shakti Charan Kriya, weird sounds. I started it, and then at above near Mandir there are bhavan, there are dormitory beds. So under one of the dormitory beds, on the upper one, I got the upper one. So I sat on that and started my kriya. And then some boys were sitting in the nearby beds in front of me on the dormitory beds. They started laughing like crazy, and they made so much fun of the Shakti Charan Kriya. They were saying, see, Yoga Ramdev's disciples are here also. And they said so much, and my father was feeling so much embarrassed. You know how it is that for your children, some random boys are saying such things. So I kind of faced that also. But still, I keep my practice on whatever be the situation, wherever I am. Um like I don't miss my practice. I haven't missed my practice anytime. Since 2 years I have been initiated into Shambhavi and Shakti Jal and Shunya no.
Beautiful.
Uh,
Yes, yes, please.
Yes, so when you were talking about the challenges. So there are, of course, challenges will be there. You have to go somewhere to meet somebody or something. But I guess if you are devoted and you set your priorities right, that what is important right now, so all those things settle into place. Matlab, you kind of are fine, and people around you also kind of value that, okay, what this means to you. So they kind of also adjust with you. If nobody is adjusting with you, then it's not even your friend, or you should not be with them. But there are actually no challenges. It is only the limitations again that you set for yourself. As such, jab tak it's like, even if I get 104 fever, I still do my practice. I have done my practice with Rajai, with blanket over me, and just doing the practice because I have to do my practice. So it is only the limitations that you set. Jab tak I'm not in that situation ki now I'm going to die next moment, then it's fine. I'm not doing it. But if little bit of energy is there in me, then you can of course do the practice.
Okay, beautiful, Akka. So how was the Guru Puja experience and Linga Seva?
Linga Seva, so there comes a part. Uh, I got selected for Sadhana Pada, and I wanted to. And last year I applied to abroad, for universities. So I deferred my application, that I will see next year. Currently, I'm working, so I deferred my application to next year, and I applied for scholarships and all. But the results were not coming, and I was kind of, no, I will go for Sadhana Pada. So I wanted to go for Sadhana Pada. I gave off resignation in my office that I'm going for Sadhana Pada, and at home also I did a lot of fighting and all that. No, I want to go for Sadhana Pada. But then what happened was, on next day only I got my scholarship result, and I got 100% scholarship for London. uh, it's 100% paid scholarship. So then also I was very confused that I want to go for Sadhana Pada. But people around me kind of convinced me a lot, and my parents were not agreeing to send both of their children for Sadhana Pada at the same time, because one was already there giving resignation. So then I kind of agreed, and I took my application back, and I am going to London in September. So I had booked my tickets for 21 June for Sadhana Pada. but I had tickets and I was not going for Sadhana Pada. So I searched and it was Linga Seva that was starting from 22nd. So I registered for Linga Seva instead of that, and I went for Linga Seva for 10 days. And it was Linga Seva is actually very intense experience. I got my feet badly swollen in that.
Okay.
It's very intense because you have to stand for long periods of time, and you have to report at Dhyan Linga at 4:30 in the morning, and it is you sleep at around 10:30 and report at 4:30 at Dhyan Linga, and every day Linga Seva is there. It is very intense, but it's a very different experience. I was there at the best time, I guess. It In between there was Dhyan Linga consecration day also, and it got ended on Guru Purnima. So on Guru Purnima, I was in Dhyan Linga for Linga Seva. So it was the best time, and I learned a lot. It is actually going to ashram and going for volunteering or going for any seva is like a training ground for you, because you learn a lot from the people around you and how to do things there. If I have to share one of the experience, so in Dhyan Linga, before Guru Purnima, they clean Dhyan Linga. Proper cleaning happens of Dhyan Linga with proper scrubbing and everything. Swamis and Ma's do. Linga Seva is under Ma or Swami, whoever is on their the duty. So you do actually in the morning Guru Puja with brahmacharis, and only Linga Seva people are allowed to do that early morning Guru Puja with them. It is very intense on that part. And so before Guru Purnima, proper cleaning had to happen one night before. So we were doing all so Swamis and all do. So in between they call Linga Seva people, 2-3 people, do this, do this, do this. So it was like so I was there. I was called and I did little bit of scrubbing. My 3 fingers just touched Dhyan Linga. That scrubbing I was doing. Little bit of soap was there on my 3 fingers. So then, but Swami told that okay, no, you go sit. We will call you after 5-10 minutes. So I went. So there were a lot of buckets kept in Dhyan Linga. We were just pouring water on Dhyan Linga, cleaning Dhyan Linga. So when I was coming out of that pond outside Dhyan Linga, in that lotus flowers are kept. So we were standing in that. So I came out of it, and in one of the bucket that was kept near Dhyan Linga, I just took small amount of water, washed my fingers, and went away to sit down. So then Swami looked at me. What did you do right now? Why did you, washed your fingers from that? He took the water, he took the whole bucket of water and spilled over my legs. Like I was standing and over my feet. He just, at that fast pace, he spilled all the water on my feet. So, I got all white because I was so scared and I didn't realize that what I do. I just, washed my fingers. So I just became white and I just sat there at the back possible last. And I just started my Shambhu chant and sit with my eyes closed. And now, even if they call me, I will not go for cleaning. I was very scared that he is on silence. So he doesn't speak. He only does the pointing. Uh, he calls like this 1, 2, 3. He just talks with hands. So I was very scared of him. So, but after that, he came. No, you come. You do. So I was very scared, but he himself came and called me back. So I went there and did some cleaning. But so actually, at that point, you realize that in ashram things don't happen like the things happen at your home. Things there
Right.
happen in a very perfect way. Like the things has to be, even a small speck, small hair, or even a small petal flower has to be picked from there. There is absolute cleaning. You should be aware that there should be no dirt anywhere. It's like that. So you have to be very particular, and you kind of learn lot of things, how to approach things and not see things in a raw way.
Oh, beautiful. I got lost in it because in your sharing. I don't remember any questions now.
It was that. Then after that, I went for Guru Puja. I'm going to London in September, so only this Guru Puja was remaining, and I wanted to do it anyhow. So when I finished off I booked my flight ticket for 5th of July, but then on 4th of July, out of nowhere, my flight gets cancelled. for
Oh,
5th of July. So I was like,
okay.
okay, now Guru Puja is happening from 6 to 8. Now I will learn Guru Puja. I told back home that I am not coming on 5th, I will come on 10th.
Huh.
So again, there was lot of fight, and my father, who didn't had diabetes before, got diabetes on that day.
Oh my God.
Like specifically on that day, he was like, "No, you have to come back." I was like, "No, I want to learn Guru Puja. What is the big deal? I'm coming after 4 days. Matlab, it's only 4 days thing. I'm coming. I will come after 4 days." But no. Before that, he didn't got diabetes. But on that day, his sugar came around 160.
Oh my God.
So I'm blamed that
Stress,
because of you I
stress.
got diabetes, because they take lot of stress and tension of
Mm,
me naming.
right.
Just at home,
Yeah.
if I take the name I'm going to Isha, then they they
I
just
get
get
stressed
crazy,
out.
get stressed out lot of. But I was like, no, I will learn Guru
They
Puja.
have
Let
still
us.
not they have still not visited the ashram or thought about doing the program, right? They are like
They
very
they visited the ashram. I
Oh,
booked
okay.
a cottage for four
Huh,
days.
huh,
Like go Alayam, like in the
huh,
middle, the
huh.
best one I booked for
Right,
them.
right, right, right.
But they were like, क्या है यहाँ पे? On the next day only they came back.
Okay, okay.
Flight tickets, they on the next day only did it, but it was a 4 days plan, but they spent only one day there.
Huh.
They're like, what is there? There are only two temples. You just go visit and come back. What else is there in this ashram to spend a long time? What do you people go there? Matlab, why do you go there for such long time and spend time? There is nothing to do there. So they kind of say like that.
That is the thing. There is nothing to do there.
That is the thing. No, exactly. So they want some activity, they want themselves to keep themselves engaged. They want some engagements. People don't know how to sit idle. That is the problem. They always want their hands to be working, themselves to be working. Aloneness, people don't know how to be alone. That is the main problem. They want to be engaged always.
Okay. So I have one more question, Akka. As a generation of people, a lot of us face a lot of relationship issues. But I am sure when you were on this path of sadhana, you would see your friends getting into a relationship. At that time, that is important to them, breakups, getting into new relationships. So do you think having certain yogic practices and or can bring us a certain stability, which will help us to decide who we want to be with or who not to be with? Not only just romantic, like any kind of relationship.
Uh, See, matlab, again, I had some different thoughts about it before, but after doing practices and all, you kind of approach these things differently. So, of course, in this age, you will definitely will caught up in some or the other relationship, and the relationship only need not to be a romantic relationship. It can be any other relationship also. And if people are not balanced, people can be balanced even with sadhana and without sadhana also. So
True.
sadhana, of course, can be a factor to to make you easy to come out of that. But I have seen people who are not at all balanced and getting into relationship, and when there are breakups, so they kind of want to die and they are on the edge of dying. They kind of make their life into that. I have seen people scratching themselves so badly that they get skin problems, and
Right,
matlab
just
they're in
scratching themselves, huh?
scratch, they are hurting themselves.
Right, right.
Like, I have seen people doing that also. People just don't know that if that person is not there, then how to live their life.
Hmm.
अरे वो मतलब that person came only 1 or 2 years back now. Before that also you were living. Then how were you living? In that 2 years, that person became everything for you. मतलब before that, who was that? In that 2 years, that person, they kind of treat him like he's the god and all everything. Now when that person is lost, they don't know how to do things. So that is a very very bad idea of how to see things. Basically, when that, I guess what happens is when a person is there, you kind of people kind of pass their time, are
Hmm.
engaged in that every day. They are talking every day, they're kind of engaged, so time gets passed. When that person is not there, they feel empty, they feel lost, they feel alone, they don't know how to pass their time now. That person is lost with them, they were passing their time. So of course, because it's like they become emotionally dependent on that person. Matlab, they don't know how, people don't know how to handle their emotions well. So that kind of things happens. There are a lot of issues, matlab, become physically weak, mentally chit chatter goes on, and emotionally they become weak. nowadays people are not moving, so there is no physical activity there. So due to that kind of things happen. But yes, of course, when we are doing sadhana, it helps, it makes you strong from inside, and when such kind of situation comes, you are easily able to handle such situations. um, so of course sadhana helps, and meditation should all, if not Isha Foundation or if not Sadhguru, then definitely some other kind of meditation, maybe chanting mantras, or maybe anything extracurricular activity should be a part of your life. Because I guess I used to do lot of art, lot of painting, so that kind of helped me, because I was spending lot of time in that also with myself. That increased my focus on things. And so just do such things. People don't do music, dance, art. They see it's a waste of time. You are not getting output for that, but it is lot more than that. So if you are into such relationship, or you are you're on the breakup stage or that kind of stage, then you should start doing any meditation or any such dance, music, art kind of thing to take you out of that.
Has there any one of your friend who has been, inspired by the way you are and decided to do the program? Or they are all like, no, we don't want to do this. 4 घंटे हमसे नहीं होगा. What has it been in your experience?
हाँ, मतलब yes, it is a very difficult thing. It does not, everybody can't dedicate so much of their time to these things. मतलब my once or twice what happened is, when I come out of after my 5 hours of sadhana, my mother is crying outside. I said, what happened? She's like, you were inside for so many long hours. What are you doing inside? You will destroy yourself. Yesterday night only she was after me. You are taking only 2 meals a day. You will get weak from inside. At later stage of your life, you will get to know that I am right. You are doing so much of that thing. Matlab, you want to disappear from here. She was saying such things. Actually, I'm following ashram routine for diet, and so I'm having only 2 meals a day. And I'm eating light, so she's kind of worried for that.
Cool, Akka. So thank you so much, Akka, for coming today and sharing your journey with us. So I am sure a lot of people will be at least take the first step, maybe to do the advanced program. Sometimes people think whether we should do the advanced programs or not. Sometimes when they personally ask me, I tell it's your personal choice, because when you go deeper into advanced programs, a lot of things can open up. So it's a personal choice. But I'm sure listening to your journey, they might want to take the next step, because when Sadhguru is here, if not now, then when can they do it?
Yes, matlab, people should start their journey backwards now. They have come lot of forward steps have been taken. Now it's time to go backward from where we came. We should start our journey. At home also, I say this only, that it's time to go back now.
I hope your parents don't dislike this podcast and report it.
I will not tell them about this podcast unless anybody else come and tell them about this.
I'm telling Saurabhana to send them this.
No, but yes, I guess it's when we go in the ashram and talk to people around them. I guess it's everybody's story. Nobody's parents are openly, you go to Isha Foundation, we are supporting you. I guess it is nobody's story, or maybe a rare exception.
Rare are there. I've met rare people whose family
Then
meditators.
parents must also be. Then parents
meditators.
must also have been meditators. Now, then they want their children to be meditators. So that is the case, but there are very rare instances. Otherwise, most of them whom I have met, parents are against them. But
mine also has evolved in a way. Eventually, they were very against them, but I think they thought their main concern was I would go there and stay there, but they would always see me coming back. They would see me coming back, so they're like, "What? He's coming back?" So then they're like, "Okay, maybe it's not as bad as we thought." So they are a little more, yeah. So it keeps on evolving, I think, a little bit.
Yes, it happens very fast for us, so I can understand that it is happening very fast for them also. So it is understandable, but then nobody's wrong, neither them nor us.
True,
so
very true. They are going through their own journey, their own belief systems, and when I see that when people get old, it's very hard to break certain patterns. And because if I was not doing the sadhana, I would also just become like that. I can understand that, so I can see how it is for them.
But now I kind of wonder, like, how are people, going without sadhana every day? Matlab, I wonder myself that back 2 years back, how I would have been spending my life without sadhana.
Guys,
So,
now we have a challenge, guys. We have to tie up Simranaka so that one day she skips sadhana. Let's see what happens.
no, please,
Yes. Let's see, Akka. When I come to Delhi next time, we are taking you on a restaurant to restaurant sadhana breaker mode. You're not good.
No, I hope not. That doesn't happen.
We'll wait and see, Akka. Cool, Akka. So, which would be the best place to reach out to you, Akka? To message you after listening to this podcast if someone wants to reach out to you?
Instagram handle would be the best.
Yes, the one mentioned in the screen, Simran_Jindal at 96.
Yes.
So, anything else that I forgot to ask or which you would like to add, which you would love to share to the audience? And let's say someone is not doing any programs, but they want to take the first step. What would you like to tell them?
So first of all, I would like to say that thank you if anybody came through this podcast through this time and listened to the whole podcast. So I'm really thankful to you for investing your day's time on this. And secondly, I would say that just don't drop off any questions that come in your mind. Pursue those questions and try to find answers to them. Don't dispose of those questions as to be essay dumb questions and all those. Even a basic question, try to find answer to them. And you don't know where that question can lead you to. And the one question led me till here. Matlab, I still can't believe that that took me here. So see things from an open mind. Be as receptive as possible, and don't judge anything. Give it a chance now. Maybe it is right, maybe you are wrong, maybe you have some preconceived notions or judgment about that, and that can be wrong. So see everything from a fresh approach, see everything from as a child's approach, and don't judge anything. You can go very far in life if we stop judging things and give a fresh approach to everything. Advanced courses, it's up to you, but you should start with Shambhavi Kriya. It's a 21 minutes practice, and if you feel like that it is making some change in your daily life, in how you are doing your daily tasks, if that is making any change, then automatically there will be longing in you to know more, to reach your higher potential, as Sadhguru says. And maybe that longing to reach higher potential can automatically give you opportunities and chances to do higher courses, advanced courses like Shunya and PSP, and maybe till Samyama you go. So definitely you should start doing anything. Do anything, do any yoga, do any meditation, but start investing some part of your life in this.
Cool. Download Beer Biceps app. What was their app name? I forgot. Even you can start with that. What was their app name? I forgot. They had an app, or Ranveer had an app. He always promotes it. Was it? Yo, I forgot the app name. Do you know the name of the app, Akka? No. So I would like to say thank you, Saurabhanna, for helping us bring Simran Akka on the podcast. At least download Saurabhanna's app, which he will tell. Thank you so much, Akka. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Vaisakh, for having me here. Thank you so much. Like, I'm nobody, and I don't know why I gave this podcast, and I hope somebody takes something from this podcast for the time that you have invested, I have invested, and they have invested in listening to this podcast. Thank you so much.
Definitely, Akka, definitely. It's not only about some new people. It's also, I feel like, not all meditators are connected to the ashram. Like, for us it's easier since we are in India. We're easily able to go to the ashram, even though your parents think it's so far. We know in our experience it's very easy. It's just a flight away or just a train away for us.
Yes.
But for a lot of people, Dhyan Linga ashram is not so accessible. They have done inner engineering online, so they're very alone in their journey. In their homes they feel alone. So when a podcast reaches them where a meditator shares about their journey, it's a kind of like a satsang for them. Even for me recording this podcast also. So in a small way, I feel like we are adding to a support. So that's what I intend to do with this podcast. Thank you, Akka.
Thank you so much. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.